All right, now. Shakur Stevenson just got exposed in a major way, in a real way. And I try to tell y'all, y'all didn't want to believe me, but in this video, we going to talk about the true size of Shakur Stevenson. Is he small for his weight class? Is he not? These questions will all be answered by yours truly. What up, fight world? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, Ego Weight Watchers, aka ILL, where I give you a look into the fighter lifestyle before, after, and progress picks, especially when they have an upcoming fight. Now, we know Shakur Stevenson, he getting ready to fight Teofimo Lopez. Hopefully the fight delivers. I will definitely be tapped in for the fight. Now, I told you so. Gotcha. I try to warn you all, and y'all didn't want to listen to yours truly. The great thing, I tell you all the time, about being a content creator online is all of my work from the inception has been documented. That is a great, great feeling when every day you punch in for your job, there's a recording of what you did and how you did it. I really like that about my job. I truly do. And I try to warn you that Shakur Stevenson, this all came up because Shakur was talking about he would fight Conor Benn, right? Remember I told you this generation talk. He was talking about fighting Conor Benn. Conor Benn just fought at middleweight. He said he would come down to 147 to fight Shakur Stevenson. Shakur was an in-studio guest on Ariel Helwani's show with Conor Benn, and he was like, oh, you just started boxing. You started boxing late. I've been boxing since I was 5. I'll cook you. Oh, my God, you're cooked. And he was doing all, being confident, being Shakur, saying, I will beat you. In doing that, in challenging Conor Benn, it backfired because people start scratching their head and they're like, wait, how can you challenge Conor Benn at 147 and he don't got no belt? Why don't you just fight Devin Haney? He does have a belt. That make more sense. Then Shakur had to come out and clean it up. He was like, man, I'll fight Conor Benn if he has the same weight stipulation that he had with Chris Eubank Jr. Where they do that at? What part of the game is that where you get the deal and the deal points from the contract of your soon-to-be opponent's last opponent? How does that even work? How do you pull from a contract that had nothing to do with you and start picking out what you think happened in the contract and say, hey, apply that to our contract in a whole separate weight class? So, again, the more you talk, the more it can and will be used against you. And then he started saying, I need a rehydration clause for Devin Haney or Conor Benn. Y'all want me to go to 147. I'm paraphrasing very closely to what Shakur said. Y'all want me to fight at 147, so they got to be on rehydration clauses, which made everything look worse because your boy Ego then in turn did videos. And I'm like, Shakur is a great fighter. He's a pure boxer. He's defensively responsible. Why does he feel so timid to go to 147 when if you look at him, I'm like, he don't look that small. Like Tank is small. I know Tank. I've got a picture in my phone with Tank. He's not that big. And I got a picture with Shakur. And I've been to both of their fights. Shakur is definitely bigger. And this is I've had Shakur and me have been in the same fights and the same fight game when he was younger, because he even got bigger. Like, he was skinnier when he first came out, right? So you're not this Gervonta Davis sized person at all. And this is what I was telling you. But now a picture leaked, and it proves Boxing Ego, once again, the best in the business, and it's not even close. It proves that I've always been right when I said what I said. Boom. This is the brand new picture, and I'm not sure who the lady is, but we know that's Terence Crawford. Mind you, Crawford is a retired fighter, and he just fought at 168 pounds versus Canelo and won, and he beat him, right? So his offseason, he's probably still up there. You know, I don't know his exact weight, but it's not like he has to cut weight anymore. So it's not like he went back down to 47. So he got some size on him. He's probably 160 to 180 or something. You know, I don't know his exact weight, but there's no reason to cut. So you're going to just be comfortable. You're retired. You can weigh whatever you want. And then Tiger Johnson, who moved up to welterweight at the beginning of last year, and then look at Shakur. He don't look small next to either of these people. So a former lightweight who moved up to and had all the success in the world at welterweight, knocked out everybody he faced at welterweight, then had one fight at 54, then beat Canelo at 168 and Crawford right next to him. You do not look tiny. You look like, this is what I've been telling y'all in the boxing game. It's a lot of cappery going on. A lot. Let's be real. If somebody sent you this picture, preferably with the lady not there, so just no disrespect to her, I don't even know who that is, but just preferably so they're all bunched together in close proximity, you would not think this is three different fighters in three different weight classes. Mind you, Shakur never fought at the 140. The Teo fight coming up is his first fight at 140. So we're talking about a guy who was at 35 now gets plus 5 pounds because he's moving up to fight Teo, and he's next to Crawford, who just, again, came from 168, and he don't look small. He don't look tiny. And him next to another guy who is a welterweight now, and he don't look that small, especially in terms of like mass and width. So it looks bad for me that Shakur was like, I need a rehydration clause and stuff like that. Why? You look like you could easily fill out at 47. We know you got the skills. The skills not the issue. But even in terms of size, he kept telling people in these interviews, when people start pressuring him, why don't you fight Devin Haney at 47 if you could fight Conor Benn? He starts saying, oh, I'm not that big. Bulls, you look pretty big to me. And I've been saying that. And I told you there's a lot of people cap it with their weight in boxing. There's no reason. Like, if you put Marvin Hagler with middleweights today, Hagler probably looks small. He'll still be cut up. He'll still be a savage, but he would have looked small. You put Rocky Marciano with today's like heavyweights who are pretty much super heavyweights, like Anthony Joshua, he's going to look small, right? And that's a bit extreme. But look at the guys that are coming from lightweight and 140. They look bigger than 147 pounders. Easy. But be who you are. Shakur, Devin Haney, Keyshawn, all these dudes. I told you, they were with Jake Paul, except for Devin, you know, but the other two, Ray Ford. There's a picture of Ray Ford floating around. He looked big. All these dudes are not fighting at really their true weight. And now it becomes a skill and a size issue against your opponent. I really hope boxing gets back to same-day weigh-ins because it's getting out of hand. Jerron Boots Ennis, he been looking huge. There's recent pictures of Boots. He looked huge, bro. He looked huge. And I feel like it kind of waters down the game a little bit. It kind of waters down the game because you got people who are just like, Like, here's Boots right here. Bro, look how big he look. Look. This is a guy who just moved to 54, and he's tall for the division. And that ain't even the worst of it. The one I seen, he was on mitts. He was on mitts. But anyway, again, I get it. I understand the game. People are like, oh, I made weight, so you can't say anything because the weight's been made. But it's just a lot of pump faking with the weight, bro. But back to Shakur. Shakur, he was the one that said that he's small, and the lie detector test determined that was a lie. Because as you prepare for this 140-pound fight, you're with a former 47-pounder who, again, moved up to super middleweight and won, and a current welterweight, and you don't really look small next to him. You don't look out of place. But back in the day, if you were to put Nonito Donaire next to a guy at 54 or a guy at welterweight like De La Hoya and then put Nonito Donaire, you're going to see a big contrast, right? You're going to see a big contrast. These new fighters is some different stuff where Devin Haney, it'll be his first fight at welterweight. He looked bigger than Brian Norman, the champion at welterweight. You know what I mean? You have Shakur Stevenson, his first fight at 140, and he bigger than Teofimo, the champion. So I had to toot my own horn because I knew for a fact this was the case. And I try to warn y'all. Some of y'all didn't want to believe me. Do you believe me now? Ego Weight Watchers, man. For more boxing news, subscribe. Live streaming can be tough, which is why I use StreamYard. Click the link in the description for StreamYard, which is an awesome tool that enables you to set up your stream with ease of use. Get great results with live streaming. It's what I use. Stream to social media with ease with StreamYard. Live streaming is here to stay. Engage with your audience using StreamYard. Great way to reach out to your audience and connect. So you need a tool that can do that. If you're new to YouTube and you're struggling to get views, one tool I can provide to you is TubeBuddy. I've been on YouTube over 10 years. I use TubeBuddy daily to crank out videos just like this one that you're watching. Learn how the pros do it with TubeBuddy. YouTube receives a lot of traffic, which also means a lot of creators, a lot of people putting out content. So you need to learn the ropes so you know how to separate yourself, especially if you're new, but even if you're a pro, use TubeBuddy. The link is in the description. Get more views, more subscribers, and a higher click-through rate, so ultimately you can realize all of your online goals. Use my affiliate link in the description and grow your channel fast.